Here are three early bets for college football week 10. First up, how about a little Conference USA clash on Wednesday night between Jacksonville State and Liberty? I love the Flames at -1 here at home. This line is a complete overreaction to what happened last week when Liberty lost as a 27.5 point favorite against Kennesaw State. It was by far the worst game they've played all season, but overall, they've actually been a very, very good team, especially running the football. They are 10th in the country in rushing success rate. They have a really good running back in Quentin Cooley, who's averaging 6.4 yards per carry, and it's because his offensive line has been opening up running lanes left and right for him. The Liberty offensive line has the ninth best PFF run blocking grade in the entire country. And they're going to face a Jacksonville State run defense that's 113th in rushing success rate allowed. So if Liberty is able to control this game on the ground, not only will they be able to run the football, but it will open up the passing game for Caden Salter, who's one of the best deep ball throwers in college football. On passes over 10 yards in the air, he has a 92.5 PFF passing grade, which is one of the best marks in the nation. Now, Jacksonville State offensively has been putting up big numbers lately, but in their last four wins have come against four of the worst teams in the nation. They have played Southern Miss, New Mexico State, Kennesaw State, and Middle Tennessee. The one game where they had to play a decent defense was against Louisville, and they only scored 14 points against them. Liberty is 20th in the nation EPA per play allowed. So I don't agree with Liberty just being only -1 here at home. At Williams Stadium since 2019, they're 23-4. So I have a hard time seeing how this line doesn't close north of a field goal. So I like the value here on Liberty at -1. Next up, I like UConn -6.5 at home against Georgia State. I know you may not believe me, but UConn's actually a really good football team, and it's because of their defense. They are sixth in the country in EPA per play allowed. They're only allowing 4.7 yards per play, and in their last three games, they're only one of three college football teams to allow under 4 yards per play. And it's because they're so good against both the pass and the run. They're top 15 in both passing and rushing success rate allowed. But in this game, they're going to have to stop the pass because Georgia State throws the ball on 57% of their offensive plays. Georgia State has made a change to Zach Gibson at quarterback, but he has not been more effective than the previous one. His PFF passing grade in his two games against Marshall and Appalachian State have been under 70, and he is somebody who really struggles when you can put pressure on him. Oh, and Georgia State can't run the ball either. They're outside the top 100 in pretty much every single rushing metric. So I really don't see how they're able to move the ball effectively in this game. The wind's also going to be blowing at 10 miles per hour, which is going to affect the passing game. So I think the Panthers are stuck. And Connecticut's a really good has a really good rushing attack. Durrell Robinson is a very, very good running back that's averaging over 7 yards per carry because he has an amazing offensive line in front of him that has the second best PFF run blocking grade in the country. Georgia State has been getting dominated up front. They're 111th in defensive line yards. So I think this is a slam spot here for Connecticut, and I would not be surprised if they close above a touchdown favorite. So I like the value on getting them right now at -6.5. Next up, I like the Nittany Lions at home at +4 against Ohio State. You know, Ohio State may have one of the most talented running back rooms in the entire country, but they have not been good the last two games. Against Nebraska, Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson got completely neutralized. They combined for 20 carries for only 54 yards. And if you go to the game before that against Oregon, Travion Henderson broke off a 53-yard run in that game. But if you take the other 20 carries that they had, they only accumulated 57 yards. And Penn State is one of the best run defenses in the entire nation. Their defensive line is second in both defensive line yards and stuff rate. And overall for the season, Penn State is only allowing 3.2 yards per carry. That means there's going to be a lot of pressure on Will Howard to throw the ball. He only attempted 16 passes against Nebraska, and overall this season, he only has a 79.1 PFF passing grade. And I'm not sure he's truly the guy to consistently beat teams over the top. On the other side of the ball, Penn State may not be the most explosive offense in the nation, but they sure are successful. They are third in the nation in success rate overall, and that is because Drew Aller has been really good at quarterback. And I think Penn State's offensive line can win the battle in the trenches because Ohio State really hasn't been that dominant up front against the run. They're outside the top 50 in both defensive line yards and stuff rate. So if Penn State is able to control the line of scrimmage, run the ball effectively, and get Drew Aller into good passing situations, they're going to win this game. So And I'd be really surprised to see Ohio State close north of a 4-point favorite. I think that you're going to see them settle around a 3-point favorite when we get closer to Saturday. So I like the value in grabbing Penn State right now at +4.